cats and dogs. Welcome to another episode of 94 Feet Podcast. It's your boy Big Zeke in the building. I'm here with my brother Dre, fresh off the plane.
Yo, what's good, people? How's everybody doing today?
I'm also here with my brother Kesey. How you doing, Kesey?
I'm good, people.
All
good to
right.
be back in the building.
What's
My brother
good,
Dre.
What's good, man?
Yeah, man.
Fresh
Appreciate
off a
it, man.
plane. How was Phoenix?
It was great, man.
Did
It
you
was great.
see
was
the
great.
arena?
No, man. That part of my schedule was altered a bit. But
This is the only reason that you're here right now.
wait, what?
I'm just saying, like, you weren't supposed to be here. I was like, oh man, you can
Yeah,
talk about
yeah.
the arena. So
Well-
you didn't see the arena.
I did not.
Well, then you
But
can go.
I've been.
you
to
can you can go.
I've been to the Suns arena before, so
Oh, my.
you know what I'm saying. I mean, I also went to the game last year when we destroyed Arizona on their home court, and it felt like a Green Bay home game. I'm just saying.
Are you doing
So,
the Packers?
yes.
Do you really want to talk about the Packers right
I
now?
mean, we know they're going to
Let's
lose
not
tonight
reminisce.
against
Let's
the Bills.
not reminisce.
So, no.
Okay,
Good to be back. Good people. It's nice to just be able to get away, even for a couple days, man. It's
Oh.
we did some different stuff. Did a whole little ARV
White
tour.
people stuff.
ARB.
ARV.
what?
ARV. Look it up. Anyway,
That was, that
and,
was 18,
and so
18.
it was crazy. It was crazy, man. It was like riding a roller coaster. I wouldn't do it again.
Mm-hmm.
It was great to experience, but I wouldn't do it again.
Yeah, it's white people shit. Anyways,
What's wrong with you, man?
no, man, it's cool. I ain't saying that, it is what it is. Today is the Halloween. We're all adults here, so we're not celebrating. But
Most adults celebrated more than the kids.
nah, man, the kids.
ATV.
That's why I was like,
ATV.
You like, hey, you said it firmly. I'm like,
You missed a good time to come in at me and correct me, bro.
Look, man,
ATV. But then I had to switch to UTV because I couldn't handle the ATV.
Damn.
It was hard.
Don't tell nobody else.
It's okay.
That's
It's
too
all
bad.
on my Instagram story. Follow me at Dre_XD.
I'm gonna leave that alone.
_DreXD. Follow your boy.
Okay. Before you follow your boy, please follow 94 Feet Podcast.
Yeah,
On the
follow
social-
that too. That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
94 FT podcast.
We'll get to those later, but let's start off with injury report.
Injury
if
report.
you don't mind.
The Boston Celtics are without Malcolm Brogdon. Back issues day to day. Hang it up. The Charlotte Hornets are without Terry Rozier. Ankle injury. He is listed as day to day. Cleveland Cavaliers are without Darius Garland. He has an eye injury. Denver Nuggets are without the sharpshooter, according to Zeke. Caldwell Pope, ankle. You remember you said that last week? He was a good
He's a
shooter.
3-and-D guy.
Yeah,
I didn't
nah,
say he
you-
was a sharpshooter.
You said he was a good shooter. Kesey? Remember he said that? Caldwell Pope was a good shooter?
Kesey don't remember.
He's a nice shooter. He's a
You
nice shooter.
disagreed with him because you said he should have stayed. Oh, man.
He's
you
a
missed
nice
good
3-and-D person.
But you disagreed with him last week because when he said he should have stayed with the Lakers, you said,
Never
Caldwell who?
That
Maybe
never
because it was the Lakers.
happened. That never happened.
It happened. I listened to the show on the plane. It happened. The Golden State Warriors are without Jordan Poole. However, he is listed as available tonight. So he is
he's
expected
day to
suit
day,
up.
so he's dealing with ankle injury.
Oh boy, who's not surprised? If you all are watching us on TV, look at the camera, my brothers, and give us your reaction. Okay. The Los Angeles Clippers are without Kawhi Leonard. Show them your not surprised face. Anthony Davis. The Lakers are without Anthony Davis and LeBron James, both listed as day to day. Anthony Davis with a back injury, LeBron with a foot injury. Juan Toscano Anderson, who without an ankle, he's had an ankle injury from the Lakers day to day.
You know what that is.
I'm starting to think.
Wait, it's still a lot.
We're going back to last year with all these injuries. Like, man,
New Orleans Pelicans are without Zion Williamson again.
He's listed as available
Yep.
today, but I don't know.
Played
Did he play?
he
Okay.
played today.
Well,
Yeah.
good, but he's still listed as day to day, so he could be off again tomorrow. Brandon Ingram from the Pelicans is in concussion protocol, so he'll be out at least 3 days.
I seen that hit.
It was
I
pretty.
seen that
It was
too.
pretty heavy.
It
It
was.
was pretty heavy. The Phoenix Suns are without big man DeAndre Ayton, ankle injury.
I seen him. He stepped on somebody's foot.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know they're giving catch technicals behind that now?
Yeah, it's a foul.
Kevin Durant at the Bucks game got a technical foul for
Closing in on
yeah.
Bobby
It
Portis.
was actually not a technical, a flagrant one.
yeah,
He had a flagrant one.
yeah.
They're taking that serious. Shout out to Kawhi for pushing that. The Portland Trail Blazers are without Josh Hart. He is in concussion protocol. as well as Gary Payton the second, abdomen. He is out. Jesus, list is long.
I've been
And
seeing Gary Payton playing like 7 months.
yeah, and
He hurt
then
again.
Damian Lillard is out with the calf injury, which sucks because Portland was off to a hot start, but they always are. So he's out for the next couple of weeks with a calf injury.
Yeah. That's it for the injury report. We're going to start our shoot around segment. We talk about stuff going around in the league, and yeah, it's just stuff that's going around the league, rumors, news, trades, whatever the case may be. I want to start off with some of the notable after after our first week of the season. I want to start off with some of the notable returning players from like some last year, some didn't play at all last year, but I just want to kind of talk about these guys and see, and what do you think about how their season is starting off? First on the list is Jamal Murray.
Jamal who? No, Jamal Murray. He
How you think he looks in the first couple games?
He has good spurts, but I'm just not convinced he's going to be the old Jamal yet. I mean, I see the spurts of it, but he don't look like Jamal before the injury. I'm gonna be honest.
Really?
So I'll give him to game. I'm telling you, with me, when you get to game 15 or 20 is when I start making my decisions on if somebody gonna be who they are, because that's when you get over that first little hump. Some people are doing good right now, even like with the Lakers 0-5. I'm not looking for anything noticeable until game 15 to 20.
Well, I mean, for right now, he's averaging like 12.4 a game, 41% from the field, 3 assists, 3 boards. So like you said, the numbers aren't like spectacular,
and he's not paying big minutes either.
He's paying about
21, 28, 27
game.
Yeah.
He only missed 1 game this year, which was Golden State. But other than that, he's been playing pretty good. I see what you're saying, Kesey. It's hard to measure a guy in the first week.
Yeah.
I think the good thing is, like with the Lakers, like when he played the Lakers, he had his first couple buckets were dunks.
Yeah.
And I think one of the things they talked about was him coming down. And when you got those kind of he said before he had no problem, he would just dunk. I mean, he come down high, he come down. But now he pays attention to that. So I don't know if we'll see, like you said before, I don't know if we'll see the bubble Jamal Murray, but for right now, I think he's doing pretty well.
You know, for a guy who hasn't played in over a year, it's been about a year and a half.
Yeah.
It's what more to expect? You know, what more can we expect from a guy who has not picked up a basketball in that amount of time? I mean, against the Jazz, he played 21 minutes, 13 points. Against the Lakers, he played 28 minutes, 13 points, 4 assists, 6 rebounds. The Trailblazers, he didn't have a great game, but I think we got to give him some time. I'm glad he's back. If he can get to old form, you better watch out for the Denver Nuggets, because Joker is obviously an MVP candidate again.
Mm-hmm.
Probably the best big man since Shaq to play this game. I mean, back-to-back, double-double. I mean, a walking double-double, right?
Yeah.
So I like the idea that he's coming back, but if he can't be Jamal Murray of old, the Nuggets again will be a one-and-done team.
Next on the list, I got Ben Simmons.
Ben who?
The bum Ben Simmons from Brooklyn. Let's call it what it is.
You know what's bothering me is how people are still talking about him.
Oh, he's getting all the criticism now.
You know what I mean? But like, he's still getting the same Ben. I don't understand why anybody thought they was gonna get anything different. You know what I mean?
He passed up a layup in the Bucks game. And did y'all see Kyrie screaming at him?
Well, first of all,
he said, "Shoot, Ben!" He was literally right there, and he passed the ball.
That's what I'm saying. Like, everybody know what Ben is like. So, like, why did they expect?
Because you've been sitting for a year and change.
And
so I'm expecting I don't expect Ben to come out like shooting threes and shooting jumpers and stuff like that. But I want the confidence to be there, and I don't see the confidence there. I see the same timid Ben Simmons that I seen from before. So him airballing the layup, him passing up layups, him doing all the stuff that he's been doing before. And I think it's very disappointing to me. I mean, it makes great conversation for Twitter, but other than that, it's just very disappointing to me, because I'm expecting him to do more than what he's doing now. Because if he's better to me, he's putting up Draymond Green numbers, but he's better than Draymond Green. And so that's my thing.
Draymond shows up to work.
Well, even despite that, he's still putting up, like right now he's averaging 31 minutes a game, 32 minutes a game. He's averaging 6 points, shooting 44% from the field, which is pretty good actually.
Yeah.
But he's only 6 boards, 7 assists.
Let me say this. I'm no Ben Simmons fan. I hope he saves his money because he won't get another big contract. Ben Simmons, I think we're expecting too much from him.
Really?
From the point. I really do. People want Ben Simmons to score, but they've already established that that's not what he does. Against the Pacers, he played 36 minutes. He had 8 rebounds and 9 assists. He almost had a triple-double. He had 9 points. He almost had a triple-double. The 27th against the Mavericks, he played 37 minutes. He had 7 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists. Against the Bucks, he didn't play well, yeah, he did. He had 4 points, 5 rebounds, 9 assists. So couple more stats: 3 rebounds, 8 assists, 10 rebounds, 8 assists, 5 and 5. So I think if we're expecting the scorer Ben Simmons, we will never get it.
Mm-hmm.
We will never get it. We will never get the posterizing Ben Simmons. We will never get the he beat LeBron James if he could score. I don't know who thought of that.
I said it.
Okay,
I stick to that.
We will never get it. We just need to expect Ben Simmons to give us what he's been giving us, and Brooklyn needs to put all the pressure again on Kevin Durant to deliver, because it's not going to be Kyrie. It's definitely not going to be Ben, and it's not going to be the whole bench of players that no one knows.
Well,
Brooklyn's what, 1-6 or 0-5?
1-5.
Okay. I know Kesey said he doesn't measure anything to 15 games. No. When you're stacked super teams, you have to measure in the beginning.
Are they stacked though?
The fact that they have Ben, Kyrie, and KD makes them stacked. We're not giving them any slack. Okay. The Bucks are 6-0 without their second best shooter, and no one on the Bucks can score outside Giannis.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah, actually they can, because Bobby can score.
Not on a consecutive basis.
No, he can't.
Not on a consecutive basis.
Listen,
I'm talking. You
either
know what
you're
I'm
gonna
saying.
get, either you're gonna get a big buckets from Bobby, or you're gonna get big buckets from
Well,
Drew.
we'll have
Every other
Bucks.
game.
We'll
I'm
have-
just saying though,
we're
like one
talking-
of them is gonna
we'll
one
have
of them.
Bucks
Casey, we're
talk
talking
later.
consistency.
They
bro.
are.
They're
We'll
not.
have Bucks
But I'm
to
saying
talk.
you got a pair of players that one of them gonna give you what you need for that second score.
So I don't disagree with you, but the point I'm making is Kesey said he doesn't judge that. I do. When you have LeBron and AD and you're 0-5, that's the sense to be concerned. When you have Kevin Durant and Kyrie and you're 1-6 or whatever it is, that's the sense to be concerned.
So the Clippers should be concerned too, because they lost 4 straight.
Clippers
Well,
absolutely should be
Speaking of the
concerned.
Clippers, we're going to go there next. Kawhi Leonard. Now, Kawhi Leonard is a very interesting situation for me. I think we have a thing where you either can be very conservative with your time. You want to, hey, I want to be conservative with my time. I'm not playing back to backs. I understand that, but we're 5 games in, and you've missed 4. No, I'm sorry. We're 6 games in. You've missed 4 games.
Keep in mind, he's
It's-
also coming off of a year and some change injury too.
Yes, that is very true. But if you don't put the work in, is either A, you got Derrick Rose knees, or B, you are just holding off for some moment to where you're gonna take off. I mean, to me, out of all these people on this list that I'm gonna go over, Kawhi Leonard is the one guy who should be averaging about 20 a game, about 25 minutes a game, or 30 minutes a game, about 20, 25 points a game. Because like you said before, from Ben Simmons, we're not accustomed to Ben shooting threes, shooting jump shots. We're not accustomed to that.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm not making excuses for Ben Simmons because he's not even being aggressive. With Kawhi Leonard, the first game they played, he looked good. He came off the bench, he looked good. And then after that, he didn't play. Then he played another game. He looked all right, looked a little sluggish. Then after that, he didn't play again. And if it's one of those things where, like, if your knee is still messed up, well, then say that. Because right now, this looks like you playing for yourself. You're not playing for your team. Because the team, the Clippers need him.
Yeah,
They need him.
they absolutely.
There's
do.
no other superstars walking
But
around.
what I don't understand is how he the only person in the league that always get his injuries undisclosed.
That's crazy.
Or
Well,
what's
we-
going on with him?
Well, we know because Kawhi has an every other day schedule. And last week on this podcast, I said the Clippers has a chance to win it all. But remember, I prefaced it by saying if Kawhi is Leonard. If Kawhi is Leonard, if Kawhi is healthy. Now, if he's going to do this every other day stuff, the Clippers are going to be at the bottom of the Western Conference for a long time.
I don't even see him playing 50 games this year. At this point right now, I don't see him playing 50 games.
That'd be his average. That'd be his average. Because literally, I remember maybe 2 years ago, he was out obviously all last season. 2 years ago, Kawhi Leonard was not drafted in our fantasy team because people said he only played every other day.
Yeah.
And they were right. Literally, he would be off, play one, off two, play one, off two, play one, off three. So it really, he has mastered the NBA in terms of I'm going to take care of my body and I'm going to do it my way. It hurts his team because the Clippers are only as good as Kawhi Leonard takes them. Sorry.
I'm not. You are 100% right. Moving on to somebody else. Something I'm pretty excited about. John Wall. John Wall. You can say what you can say what you want about John Wall. He been balling.
Yeah.
I'm not saying he's superstar John Wall again, but he
don't
giving
need to be.
he giving me 6 man of the year vibes.
I haven't got a chance to check him out yet.
Or most improved player.
Or that too.
Or most improved
Either
player.
one. Right now, we looking at 20 minutes a game.
Yep.
15 points, about 50% from the field.
Yep.
About 3 rebounds, 4 assists.
Yep. He didn't play against the Kings. His lowest scoring game was against the Pelicans, but every other game he had 17, 12, 17, 15. He put up some rebounds, put up some assists. I'm happy for him.
I'm real happy for him.
This is the most he's played in the last 2 seasons combined. And he's
Exactly.
been 6 games.
And this is my thing though. If you still got it, that's how you prove you still got it.
Yeah.
You come in and be like, hey, I'm not going to make a huge splash here, but I'm going to just do what I have to do and make sure this team is competitive. And I think that the best thing for him was a new scenery. Then on top of that, it's not all on his shoulders.
Right.
And he's taking that second unit and making the most of it.
Yeah. I don't disagree with that.
Next on the list is we got Zion Williamson. Another guy who is
Injured again.
Well, he was, I seen the fall. It looked like it hurt.
It did. It was hard.
I'm not going, but besides that,
But that goes back to that showboating instead of just going up with a nice simple dunk,
That's it.
trying to be
he got undercut. I seen it. He got undercut, fell on the floor, hit his hip.
no
Yeah.
Yeah, he did.
Yes.
undercut.
Yeah.
Undercut.
Who undercut him?
I forgot what game it was, but I seen him get undercut.
Who undercut him? Because if you watching the same play, I watched you talking about where the shot got blocked.
No.
That was all ball.
That's how he got hurt.
That was
he landed. Okay, I know what you're talking about. I'm sorry. I misspoke. You're right. Because his shot got blocked and he came down.
Jordan Clarkson blocked his shot from
Yeah.
behind because he tried to do the
was it double pump?
no
dunk?
that Zion where he caught
Oh,
it all
when
the
he
way
cock
back
it
to
back.
Chicago and bring it all the way back to New Orleans.
And he
Instead
got
of just
hurt.
going up for a simple dunk, and Jordan Clarkson blocked it, and it took his momentum, and he fell on his hip.
But well, you're right. But besides that, so he missed 2 games.
Yep,
He missed 2 games. But besides that, balling.
Oh, absolutely.
Balling.
And as he should be.
He's also another guy who's coming back.
He
Like
got,
he ain't missed.
he got paid handsomely.
Okay. Yeah, when he got paid handsomely, and that's another thing about these guys. Like Kawhi Leonard, we played you a stupid big contract.
Yeah. Guaranteed contract.
Yeah,
Fully guaranteed.
Like you had the choice to pick who you wanted on your team. Hey, we'll you don't have to talk to Paul George. We'll go get him. That's who you want. We'll go get him. But
That wasn't all ball. I'm sorry.
Zion has proven to be a factor. And then New Orleans is already good without him. So him just adding on to the team makes it even better.
I wouldn't say New Orleans is good. I would say they're average. They're an average ball team.
Top 18.
Yeah.
I'm willing to
can
say
be. They can be.
top 6.
Without Zion?
Without Zion, top 6.
Okay, so what are they with? Oh, that was all ball. Ooh. But it's the way he fell. It wasn't an undercut. Kesey's right. It was all ball, but Zion, once the ball left his hand, he didn't have nothing to grab onto. He was just falling out the sky. But I like Zion. I think he's great for New Orleans. I'm glad that he's back. I'm glad that he played today. He's having a great start to his season. He's another candidate that could potentially win Most Improved Player or Comeback Player of the Year. Is that an option in the NBA or is that the NFL?
It's an option. I think it's
Comeback Player of the Year?
I think
Okay.
so.
Well, he could win that. If
Oh no, it's Most Improved. You're right.
Most Improved.
It's
Okay.
always Most
Okay.
Improved.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think he could be a candidate for that too, based on the early projections.
Yeah. So next I got James Wiseman. I'm looking at James Wiseman as not a starter anymore. I'm looking at a bench player.
He back?
Yeah, he back. He's been playing pretty decent. Average about 9 points a game, for 4 boards. Not that many assists. So
Ooh, no points.
So I feel like he didn't play that much his last game. He didn't play the whole second half. He just
Yeah.
played the first half.
Yeah.
But I think I see him coming off in the bench. I think what's his name? What's
Looney.
your boy? Looney has earned that starting spot.
As he should.
He
He should.
was supposed to be coming off. He was supposed to be coming off the bench, and Wiseman was supposed to be starting.
Mm-hmm.
So he's supposed to be like the next generation of Warrior players that's supposed
Yeah.
to be leading that. But
Yeah.
I
don't
think
we'll get
he's
that.
solid off the bench.
Yeah.
Who?
I think he's solid off
Wiseman?
the. Yeah, Wiseman's solid off
Man,
the bench.
that's because Looney is a stud on defense,
I didn't say that.
and he has a high basketball IQ. That's what keeps him in that lineup, and he fits
the
that
role.
role with all them shooters.
Yeah.
He ain't looking for no
Well,
shot.
Well, to be fair, Looney and
That's
Get the
Wiseman.
board, kick it out.
That's the number one thing. He ain't looking for no shot, and he set good screens.
Mhm.
Well, but their stats are almost identical, other than Looney.
Well,
playing a
Wiseman
few
was
more
a number
minutes,
1 draft pick.
as he should have.
So that's what I'm saying. Like he went, and it happens with injuries, and sometimes with these young guys when they come out. I think he came out when he was like 19, 20. So one of those things where like I think he's solid. He's finding his way into basketball. I don't want to. There's no reason to rush him.
Nope.
So these stats aren't that telling, but I don't know if it'll get to like 20, 15 a game.
Well, and not only that, the Golden State Warriors don't really need him right now. Right, that's the one thing about the Warriors. I mean,
I wouldn't say that.
I would, because to Kesey's point, him and Looney are the same player. The difference is Looney is more seasoned.
Mhm.
He sets better screens, and he probably grabs a few more rebounds. So Golden State, there's no need to rush Wiseman back because it won't make or break the team. I mean, they're at 500. They're 3-3.
Mhm.
You know, they need to get Clay back more than they do Wiseman. They need that shooting firepower.
Mhm. Okay. All right.
Yeah, I think Steph and Clay are going to retire Warriors, man.
Oh, definitely.
Of course.
Definitely.
As much as we speculated that Jordan Poole trade, I don't think.
You think Clay's going to still finish up?
Yeah,
It all depends on where his lead story goes today, because they may not be able to.
We'll see what happens. Anthony Davis, the last player on this list. Now I was while y'all huffing and puffing. Besides,
I
him
just
getting hurt-
yawned.
You
That's
know,
all I
besides him getting hurt,
he's just like
He a
man. Every
dub.
time you turn around, they hurt, man.
but when he's playing, 35 minutes a game, 24 points to average, over 50% shooting from the field, 9 points a game. 9 rebounds, 2 assists.
But what good is that if you can only do it once a week? Like, why? Don't be so fragile, man. Dang. He plays a little careless, man.
But what you got to remember
Well,
is,
first of all, he's soft. He's soft.
no, it ain't that.
No,
he's
he
soft.
ain't. No, he's
When
soft.
you that big,
and you can't
and
play
you-
center.
and you doing what guards do, it takes a toll on your body more than it does.
Then you
Giannis
shouldn't
does
be
it.
doing it.
Giannis does it.
Giannis is a freak of nature.
Joel Embiid does it.
And look how he look now.
He looks very sluggish.
Joker does it.
Joker don't do what he do.
Yeah, he does.
Joker
better.
don't do what who do.
He does it better.
Anthony Davis.
He
does
does
it
it
better.
You're right. So those are 3 big men. Cat does it.
That's not a good example.
It is. He's a big man,
He's sloppy with it.
but he gets a double.
Yeah.
Does he?
All right.
I'm saying, why does AD get a pass? Because the Laker blame that LeBron and Westbrook is getting really should be on Anthony Davis.
Oh, it definitely should be on Anthony.
Because Anthony Davis should be the leader of that team, with LeBron in his 20th season and Westbrook being on his way out the NBA. So it really should be on Anthony Davis. He does not get a pass. He needs to condition better.
So let me answer this question then to wrap all this up. Out of these names, this list of names I gave you, who do you think is going to make the biggest splash out of these names?
Kawhi Leonard, because the way he's controlling the schedule, the games he'll play, he'll put up crazy numbers.
So let me ask you this question then.
Mhm.
Because when you say Kawhi Leonard, now if he plays less than 50 games,
Mhm.
are you still sticking with that?
I'm sticking with it because he'll play all the playoffs.
Hmm.
He'll play in the playoffs. See, he doesn't schedule pimp in the playoffs. He plays every game. He plays every minute if he needs to, which is why I'm sticking with Kawhi Leonard. Because, see, Kawhi Leonard is not a bum. He just doesn't play.
That's facts.
He just doesn't play. Kawhi Leonard, you and I both know, can suit up today and drop 20 and 10. Today.
You think so?
Yes.
I don't
Casey,
know.
Yes.
out of this list of names, who you think will make the biggest splash? Because we are only like 5-6 games in. It's only been a week.
I'm thinking Zion if he stays healthy.
Oh, he gets to stays healthy, but I don't. You be all over me when I say stay
So
healthy.
first of all, I'm just saying if he plays 50 games, it's a difference between Zion not playing because he hurt. Kawhi like, hey, I ain't playing today. But we had you in the starting lineup. Yeah, I know. I'm just
I just woke up this morning. I felt like I shouldn't play.
The vibe is off. The vibe is off, and I just,
Yeah,
I
this-
woke up.
yeah,
my
this-
knee was hurting. I didn't feel, but we didn't stretch you out yet.
Yeah.
I know, but
This game against Minnesota ain't a vibe.
It's
Well,
just
y'all
time.
can blame Zaza Pachulia for that. He wasn't like
Oh,
that.
come on, man! How long are we gonna
He-
talk
he
about
wasn't
that?
like that.
It was almost 10 years ago.
Stole that championship.
He almost 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, okay, that's your boy,
Who was my boy?
Steph Curry.
Steph didn't do it. Zaza did
He
it.
was on the team.
Man,
Zaza be at the game.
and they still stole that title. They stole that title.
Kawhi
They
has,
won it.
Kawhi has come back 17 times since then. Y'all still talking about that? Kawhi better cut it out.
Zaza done retired and everything. Yo, you over there hurting Leonard? What?
Kawhi
When did
better
that
cut
happen?
out. He playing with that, man. He playing with the league.
But he's also only played what? He played two games.
3
He
games.
played 2 games. He played against the Suns. He's only played 21 minutes, and he scored 11.6 rebounds. Played against the Lakers. Only played 21 minutes. Scored 14 and 7. So a theme here is 21. So what in the world is Tyronn Lue over there doing?
I don't know. He doing what Kawhi told him to do. Who you got, Kesey? Out of these guys, who's gonna make a splash this year?
He said Zion.
Oh, he says, I'm sorry. I'm going with Jamal Murray. I'm interested to see how his situation goes because I think Denver is missing him the most out of all the Clippers too, but I think Jamal Murray for me because he can make the difference, a bigger difference in Denver. I think the Clippers have learned to play without Kawhi, and they've made some noise without him. But I think with Denver, as good as they are during the season, when it comes to the playoffs, they need that, and that's Jamal Murray. So I'm going with Jamal Murray. Moving on, the NBA and the CBA. Well, the CBA deal is coming up soon, and the deadline is December. Not this. I think next year would be. If they can't reach a deal by a certain time, it'll stop the season or something like that.
Oh, get ready.
But the NBA is considering a spending up in the spending limit for the next
Upping it or limiting it?
upping it. So upper spending limit.
It expires in 2 years. So it expires after the 23-24 season.
23, 24. I was like 100% sure. But upper in the spending limit. So the negotiation for the new collective bargaining agreement with the National Basketball Players Association. Oh wow, that's a tongue twister. A synthetic change that has been met with significant union systematic. Yeah, same thing. Whatever.
Synthetic? Is that what he said?
It's my.
Did you say synthetic?
He said systematic, man.
Go ahead, get it out. Keith. No, get it out, Keith. You done? Just go ahead and get it out.
What did he say?
No, just go ahead and get it out.
Systematic.
You know exactly what I was saying. But you go ahead and get it out, though. No, go ahead and get it. Keith, you got the jokes. Go ahead and get it out.
No, I was just asking.
No, go ahead and get it out.
Because I didn't know what you were talking about for a second. I was lost. Like
Either because then you said same
Then look
thing.
at your outline.
I didn't know if he was
Look
talking
at your
about-
outline.
I didn't
You
know
said
if-
the
I didn't
same
know if he was
thing.
talking
I'm
about
like,
oil changes, synthetic oil, or what? Yeah, throw me off for a second. Like, whoa.
Go ahead, brother.
You done? Just let me talk. You ready? Just let me. You done?
Go ahead, I'm done.
All right, you ready?
Yeah.
Thank you. in the wake of large market contenders like the Golden State Warriors, we talked about them last week. They had half a billion. They had $500 million right now.
In salary cap
And
in
the
taxes.
Brooklyn Nets and the Los Angeles Clippers running a massive payrolls and luxury tax penalties. The NBA is proposing a system that would replace the luxury tax with a hard limit that teams could not exceed to pay salaries, and sources say.
I love it.
But
I'm not 100% with this, but go ahead, Dre.
So what stood out to me is 20 of the 30 NBA teams are below the luxury tax.
Mm-hmm.
Below. So this is only impacting a small percentage of the NBA, right? There's 30 teams in the NBA,
Mm-hmm.
right? It's only 10 of them that this is impacting. Kesey, pull up who the 10 teams are in the luxury tax.
you got to remember.
Hold on. Let me finish. There are some teams paying almost $700 million in luxury tax penalty. 61% of the luxury tax are from 3 teams. Do we know who they are?
Yeah, I just
The
named them.
Warriors, the Clippers, and the Nets.
I just named them.
They count for 60% of it, and all those teams but one stink.
They stink, but
But
they
no.
stink.
No.
But here's my thing. Because we are one of those low market teams.
Small market.
We're on small market teams.
Mhm.
We're one of those small market teams.
Mhm.
I think they're trying to, in the art, when I guess sent you guys an article, and they're trying to create, a balance here.
Competitive.
They can try to be a competitive balance here.
I agree.
And like the way it sits right now is that these teams can, if they're drafted here, they can sign these guys to crazy amounts and they get hit over the head, but it's not as much.
Sure.
But I guess on one hand, I don't see the point because players are gonna go where it's popular.
Or if they need that cash.
Or if they need that cash. I mean, Milwaukee has never been a popular place. I'm just gonna stick with the Bucks. Milwaukee's never been a popular place.
No, it hasn't.
I don't think, even if Giannis was recruiting guys, and he has kind of sort of in the past, but even if he did, we wouldn't benefit from it because no one wants to come to Milwaukee.
Right.
So, and like, let's say Oklahoma City Thunder, they got all these picks, but besides that, no one is really running to go there.
No.
Everybody wants to go where the big lights are, where other opportunities besides basketball are there.
What is the current
I think
tax?
I think it's just the way the NBA is. It's the culture of the NBA right now. I want to go. I mean, besides the New York Knicks, Brooklyn is a nice place to go.
So the current NBA tax is 120, not tax. The salary cap is 123 billion.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I know the Bucks are over the salary cap.
No, of course they are.
Okay. That's the cap. Golden State's payroll is $500 million.
Mm-hmm.
How much are you gonna make this cap? How much are you gonna make this cap? So I'm gonna say this. God willing, we're all still around to record at the start of the 24-25 season.
We'll see how that goes.
But you can expect an NBA strike beginning the 24-25 season.
You think this is gonna bring on a strike?
You got cheapskates like Michael Jordan, who's at the table
Yes.
bargaining, right? He's at the table. He's one of the lead negotiators. If you think these owners are going to agree to a $500 million salary cap, it will never happen. You heard it here first. If that NBA salary cap goes up to that $500 million, expect a strike to begin the 24-25 season.
Why do you think that?
Because it's only 123 million now. That's almost a 40% increase.
Yeah, that's a big increase.
That's a huge increase.
Which means you're gonna have to pay out more.
You have to pay out more, which means that's like inflation, right? Right? We don't do politics here, but everybody was happy with the stimmies until they seen the results. Inflation, right? So if you make the salary cap higher, who pays for that? We do. Higher tickets, higher concession.
No, we already paying for it now in the stadium.
That's what I'm saying. And so owners, though, there's only 10 teams. Did you pull them up? There's only 10 teams. Who are they?
Los Angeles Clippers.
Who should be a contender every year?
Golden State Warriors.
A championship team.
Brooklyn Nets.
Should be a contender.
Milwaukee Bucks.
championship team,
Boston Celtics,
a contender,
Lakers,
should be a contender,
Phoenix Suns,
a contender,
Dallas Mavericks,
should be a contender,
Denver Nuggets,
possibly a contender,
and the Philadelphia 76ers.
should be a contender. So all 10 of those teams, if you think about it, the 20 of the top players play for those 10 teams.
It's facts.
Okay? So why
You
shouldn't
said
they
who
be
play for those top teams?
20 of the top players in the NBA play for those teams?
No.
Yes.
Is Jimmy in the top 20?
Who?
Who?
Jimmy
not-
Butler's not a
Jimmy's
top 20.
He's not a top 20?
He's not a top 20.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, just for Giannis, KD, Bron, Steph,
Curry.
John's
Steph. Not Steph.
Not top 20?
Kyrie.
Kyrie,
John-
Embiid,
John not a top 20?
not
Now
yet.
who?
Ja Morant, not yet.
Top 20?
The point I'm
I'll give
making,
you top
the
20.
point I'm
Go
making
ahead.
is these 10 teams are filled with superstars. So if you're going to, in the words of Zeke, buy championships, then you need to pay taxes.
They most definitely are, because you got to look at it like this. They payroll, just look at the Clippers. They payroll is 191 million right now.
Who?
the Clippers.
The Clippers.
Uh-huh.
That's still way lower than Golden
Guess
State.
what they
That's
look-
way lower than Golden State.
Guess what their luxury tax bills is?
What is it?
144 million.
But in the city of angels, you can afford that.
Can you?
Yes.
Your team's not winning.
But guess what?
They're not winning, but they're not. If you
And
talk
they're
about,
about to build a new stadium.
yeah, they are. But the thing about it is, we're in a city like that goes without saying. Milwaukee. Once we build this stadium, and we haven't had one in what 20, 30 years. So before they even made it was 20, 30 years before we had one. And I guess my thing about it's hard to really compare because we're not as popular. So the revenue's not coming in. I think that's
Actually, I
that's the
disagree.
whole point.
No,
That's the whole point.
You're
though.
wrong. The
What?
Bucks have had the past 3 years since the Giannis era. We've had more televised games than we've ever had before.
Yeah, that's
We've
true.
had more games on ESPN, more games on TNT. This is our 5th consecutive year of a Christmas Day game
Now, why is that though?
because of
Winning.
star power.
Yeah, star power and
It
winning.
has
Hold on.
nothing. No.
Hold on a second,
No. I got to fight you back on this
Go
one
ahead.
because the Knicks have a game every Christmas and
Yeah.
they haven't been good in years.
And you bringing up my point. They're not winning. The Los Angeles Lakers are not winning, but they are still the two most popular teams.
because of star power.
The Knicks.
New York is a large market. It has star power. It doesn't necessarily mean NBA power. Who's at the Knicks games and the Lakers games? Celebrities. Star power.
Oh,
It don't just means NBA star power. It means star power.
But you
Well,
got-
that goes by popularity. Then we're
That's-
saying the same thing.
But that's why I say somebody like the Clippers, well, not even the Clippers, it's like the Lakers at salary cap. Their salary is 170. They paying 45 million in luxury tax. They'll make that up in floor seats.
Well, the
That's true.
Lakers, the Lakers,
That's true.
You
That's
know what I mean?
the
that's
Lakers
30
need to
grand
be
a
like
seat.
Golden State
Hmm.
and pay over that so they can get some players that can play.
Well, I don't think
Because
that's
that
how
170, 3 of them is about 100 million.
that's-
Rusty getting what, 48,
47.
47. What is Bron getting?
Something.
30 something. AD's like 42.
No, it's like 32.
You're paying over 100 million for 3 players and 70 for some scrubs. So to have a $45 million tax bill to be 0 and 5 is insulting.
But that's
And
mostly,
Jenny Buss needs to go.
but that's mostly all the roster does. Because what do you think Golden State $189 million
They
roster
won a
is?
championship.
The Lakers just got-
Multiple.
but the Lakers got a championship recently.
In the
Bucks-
bubble.
The Bucks got a championship recently.
But our salary tax is what?
176.
That's our salary tax? Our
I-
luxury tax?
Because our market is so small, our luxury tax ain't gonna be as high as it is in Golden State.
Mm.
We only paying 69 million in luxury tax.
Which is still a lot for a small market.
It is.
That's a lot. But if the Bucks didn't pay our big 3, we don't have that championship if we don't have a big 3. Right or wrong?
But that's the league fault though.
Why?
Because of the contract they negotiated, made the salary cap go up, which made players get paid more money.
I mean,
Because just think of it like this: Michael Jordan never even made over 20 something million dollars in the contract.
He
But that-
made 30 million his last 2 years.
This is-
But then that
Yeah.
was when they had just renegotiated that contract.
Well, remember that was his choice because he wanted to make sure Pippen and all those others got paid.
well, this is
No,
this
it
is
wasn't.
back
That
in the
was-
day, though.
Back in the day when he was getting paid what he was paid, That's what the salary cap was.
No.
But
No.
I'm saying is this though. You can't compare the two because the NBA then is different than what the NBA is now. Like the NBA now is a global game.
True.
Like it wasn't a
True.
global game when Jordan was playing.
That's a good point.
It was a global game, but it didn't get there till like after the
Yao Ming. It became global after Yao Ming.
Yao
But
Ming, but the dream team.
only
I'm
thing-
saying like they didn't know who.
But
You wouldn't see games like that, but
I'm
now
not
it's an
even- I'm not
international
even
thing.
tripping on that. I'm just saying because you got to look at it like this: it's players that were nowhere near close to Jordan making the same amount of money Jordan made right now.
Let me ask you this question.
You know what I'm saying?
I do.
Let me ask you this question because this is what
Bobby
Golden
Portis.
State.
What is Bobby Portis' contract right now?
It's not a lot.
It's not a lot.
Bobby's
make about
barely
11.
making 8.
No, he's
Is he
like
making
it's
eight?
like 11.
He's
Like
not
11?
making a lot.
It's like 8. It's between
Yeah.
8 and 11.
It was a discount.
But even looking at it like this, just think about the contract extension Poole just got.
140.
Whew.
He's gonna make that in 4 years. That's more than Jordan ever made in his career.
Yeah,
In the
because it's a
NBA.
different
In the
environment.
NBA.
This
Well,
is
it's
a
a
different
new year.
environment.
I know it's a new year, but I'm just saying, look how the demographics have changed.
Yeah, and that's what back what I was saying.
Bobby signed a 4
No, I'm
year.
agreeing with what you're
so,
saying. I'm
Oh,
saying
So Bobby's making about 10.5 a year,
Yeah.
$49 million for 4 years. But the Bucks, I'm surprised he took it because I thought he was gonna go get a bigger payday.
Bobby took that contract not only before he took that contract. He like this is a good spot for me because Bobby was in Chicago, probably making more or about to make more, but it wasn't a good environment for him. And I
Yeah.
think that's probably, and guys like Bobby, guys like PJ Tucker, guys like George Hill, who aren't in the spotlight, they're like, I like this. This is a good system. These are good people. They like me. Why wouldn't I sign back
and
here?
it's not super expensive to live here.
Exactly. That's what I was really
Just
talking
think
about.
of it like this: he might get an extra $4 or $5 million, right?
Yeah.
But he gonna spend half of that up in living costs.
Yeah.
And
So
then that ain't even considering the fact that Chicago taxes is higher than ours, so he'll
Yeah.
be taxed at a higher rate.
Now remember though, you're taxed where you play. Remember, the NBA has that rule where you're taxed where you play.
It's not as
States,
bad,
I'm
though.
sorry, states. So if you play in Illinois, you're paying Illinois taxes. If you play in New York, you're paying New York taxes
And
because you're working there for that day. That's part of the reason why our then Governor Walker was so gun ho on giving the Bucks their stadium, because he's like, guys, it pays for itself because we get to tax players like LeBron, we get to tax players like Joel Embiid,
Yeah.
James Harden. These
Well-
cats making that big money. You get to tax them.
Well, here's the system as it is now, and I think this is very potent because this is why Golden State is flourishing as they are. Teams can re-sign their own players and add salary and free agency, though various expectations to exceed the salary cap. So it's pretty much saying that as long as we draft you, we can hit you with these numbers.
Yep.
But if you're a free agent, it has a cap. And
It should.
and that's why I'm kind of like, on one hand, Golden State is homegrown, but on the other hand, it's like when you have a player like Steph Curry, where it's like, how homegrown can you get, man? Like, cause y'all I don't even think Steph is getting the bag he deserves, to be really honest with you.
Man, Steph's making almost
So-
$50 million a year. You saying he deserves more than that?
He might,
Wow.
because without Steph Curry,
Tone, can you turn that into a sound bite? Turn that into a sound bite. Zeke just said Steph Curry might deserve more. I need that as a sound bite, bro. I need it. I'm just saying. You should have said it.
I don't. I'm not gonna take back what I said.
Hey, I'm about to put that on our Twitter. Steph Curry deserves more. Sign Zeke.
Anyways,
So I was just reading
Um,
something. It said I didn't know they pay they have to file 16 to 20 different taxes a year
Told
because
you.
they file
Yeah.
taxes in all
Told
these
you.
different
I looked it up
about
after he said it the first time.
Yeah.
Because I didn't believe that, but yeah,
Yeah.
every state they
Now-
play in, they gotta pay
Yeah.
taxes.
Yeah. Not every state has it as a law, but if they were smart, they would.
Every state they play, NBA has it as a law.
It's only 16
Well, that's
states.
the law, but
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
But
It's not an NBA thing. It's a state thing.
so the NBA's proposed system change will end luxury tax payments that are shared with many small market teams, requiring the league to find a new mechanism for revenue sharing sources sources say.
Before you say this, I just want to go over some numbers with you.
Go ahead.
This year, Steph Curry's making $48 million.
Mhm,
Next year, he's going to make 51.
mhm,
The year they go on strike, 24-25, he's going to make 55.
mhm,
The last year of his contract, he's going to make $60 million.
mhm.
So you saying with a straight face, they should be paying Steph more than that?
We don't keep on going over this. Man. As much as you think I hate Steph Curry, I don't hate Steph
You
Curry.
hate him.
But he gonna get this criticism.
Oh, like you should.
No. Like I should. Not like you feel. I mean, Steph Curry's great player. No, like, no.
I never called him the GOAT. I think he's the GOAT shooter. He's the best point guard in the NBA.
No, ain't a lot of them. But anyway, the point is, I think that this is, kind of the unfair advantage, but it kind of works for the NBA the way things are now, and it kind of doesn't. I know the NBA proposing to cut the end of luxury tax payments. It's hurting the small market teams as much as it's hurting the big market teams.
So in the articles I read, the reason why I don't have such a big opinion is because they haven't said how they would fix it. Because if you cut out the luxury tax, that doesn't make it fair. It actually creates more of a less competitive game, because now you'll have the KDs
that's what they're scared of,
running the Golden State and folks run into these super teams. If you do not have a salary cap or a cap on the luxury tax, you have now created Golden State 3.0. Right?
So are you saying, do you feel like this would turn it into back to super team type of stuff?
Small market teams will die if the NBA doesn't have limits. They will die.
I don't know.
We've seen it happen, Zeke.
I mean, it took us a long time to get Giannis.
Chicago's a big market, right? Chicago's a big market. They are a large market, okay? Players
compared to their surroundings.
When you think about big markets, you have Chicago, New York, Los Angeles, Golden State.
That's California, but
all of Californians are big markets.
Okay,
you have Dallas. It's a big market. Houston, that's a big market.
It's a big market.
Okay,
it's a big market.
When you think about smaller markets, Kesey, go over those teams again. Those 10 salary.
I can tell you the smaller market teams off the top of my head. Milwaukee, OKC,
Charlotte,
Minnesota.
So the point I'm saying that is small markets can barely compete as is. You think with a no salary cap, the teams won't be lining up to try to sign KD, Steph, and LeBron to the same team? Because after this 20th season, LeBron's going to end up probably playing with Steph.
LeBron is going to wait for his son.
LeBron will play to win another title.
LeBron is going to wait for his son. And with that being said, we finna roll into the next topic, which is the NBA is all considering going to in the CBA. The next CBA agreement is that they're looking to lowering the draft age from 19 to 18.
Surprise.
Not only surprise. I find this very, very convenient because the year that LeBron is supposed to get drafted is the year when they're supposed to start this.
Yep.
And it kind of burns my biscuit because I feel like they like, LeBron, we see you, and this goes back to KC and his conspiracy theories, which irritates me because I'm not a conspiracy theory dude. But this looking like a setup for LeBron to play with Bronny just so they can get that revenue popping.
That's exactly what it is. He's already signed an NIL.
NIL.
He's making crazy money as his NIL.
Like Dre Beats.
Yeah.
And then he got signed with that underwear company.
Yeah, he is making crazy money and hasn't played a game. I say kudos to LeBron for building.
So you're okay with this?
I am absolutely okay with this. It worked before. I don't like it. It worked before.
Call me old school. Now. Call me the man on my porch yelling at the young folk. I don't care. I don't like it.
So I'm looking over here at some of the what the players' play stuff look like. Even though LeBron James makes $33 million a year,
we might have that.
He only brings home $16 million of that.
Yeah. Of course. Well, they're taxed higher.
That's 44% of what his contract is, what he brings home.
Absolutely.
That's why you think those endorsement deals be so big?
Yeah, endorsement deals.
Like Nike alone is paying him what, half a billion?
Well, and not only that, the part you don't see in these check stubs are players' shares of the revenue. They get shares from their merchandise deal. You're looking at a payroll check, but they get shares.
I
of
doubt he even
merchandise
spend
sales,
that.
video game sales. They get all kind of dividends from this stuff. So it's you're looking at a game check, absolutely, but you're not looking at the merchandise. You're not looking at the ticket revenue. You're not looking at the TV revenue. There are
LeBron's a
incentives.
billionaire.
There are incentives. You're not looking at, if you get 30,000 points, we toss you an extra $1 million,
Yeah,
right?
LeBron's a billionaire.
But
That's chump
everybody's is
change.
different though.
Everybody is very
Everybody
different.
different.
Everybody's very different. But to your point, Zeke, I like the idea of Lauren get to 18 because let these boys get paid. College will always be there, and I'm a college guy.
No, I know you're a college guy, but now they get NIL
NIL
deals.
They should. Because
Okay,
college
I
has
get
been
that.
pimping them for too
So
long.
if that's the case,
They
then
should.
it shouldn't be. Where you lowering it for?
No,
What you
lower
lowering it
it.
for? They getting paid.
Lower it because players, the one and done deal, who has that helped? Who has one and done helped in the NBA? Who has it helped?
Nobody.
Exactly.
So-
Exactly.
So it's hurting people.
No. What I'm saying is the NBA has a one and done, meaning you can play 1 year and come to the NBA.
Mhm.
Who has it helped? Meaning, who has 1 year overseas or college helped be a better player? Maybe Morant.
So, So this is my thing. Here's my thing. If that's saying, then push it back to 2 years. Give them 2 years.
Wow.
I've been thinking that because what happens is these young guys do one and done, and then they in the league, and then we have high expectations of the NBA. When you get to the NBA, this is a grown man league. We have high expectations. So when you're not meeting those expectations because you 19 or because you 20, I don't care about that.
And then
I don't care that you are, he's young still, so there's potential there. No, he's averaging 2 points a game, and I want him to do better because this is a grown man league.
But college doesn't always teach that, though.
College does not teach that, but it's easier because you have less responsibilities.
Yeah, I mean,
Because you at campus, you messing around with 20 Beckys, you barely going to class. It's the life, and now you're getting paid with the NITs. I don't NILs. So if anything, these guys should be staying in college and rushing to the dorm room like, you ready for this,
from what I hear, and it could just be TV talk, they're saying Bronny wants to go to college anyway, and LeBron wants him to go to college.
He should. I think that too. Like a couple, like somebody's randomly asked me, like, "Hey, you think Bronny's going to the NBA?" I think he's going. No, he's going to at least 1 year in college.
He'll do 2 years in college because right now he has to be 19, and he's a senior.
According to this,
now,
they trying to lower it to 18. So,
but it wouldn't start until the new. You can't
when
do
he
it.
gets drafted, his year eligibility
It's
will
20.
be the year.
His year of eligibility is 23, 24.
It's 24,
next year.
25 is the season.
Is the season, so it wouldn't start until then.
Okay.
So Bronny still has to do a year because right now is what 19, right?
It's a senior year. This is a senior year.
So he'll play 1 year of ball next year. He'll
Mhm.
probably pay for Duke. I'm putting money on
Duke,
Duke.
Ohio State.
No,
Go ahead.
He already picked Ohio State.
He did not pick.
They visited.
They visited.
I'm pretty sure that's.
I think he can go to Ohio State. Too.
He'll go somewhere where he can get some clock because he might not get no clock at Duke.
Ohio State it is.
Shout out to Bronny too because his game is developing. He must listen to people dog him because he's looking a lot better.
He's looking like a dude who can play good high school ball.
He looked like a what?
A dude who can play some good high school ball.
Is that what you think?
Yup.
A little haterade in there.
Ain't no hater rating there. I'm
That's
just
what it
saying he
sound
ain't
like.
impressed me.
I'm telling y'all though, Bronny is good. But y'all
But
ain't
he's a
seen
senior
nothing.
brother.
You ain't seen nothing until you seen DeJuan Wagner Jr.
I've seen Wagner.
He that business.
Is he?
He's the business.
I'm not impressed by none of these dudes in high school. I'm gonna be
Yeah.
really honest with you.
Especially when you're beating up players. If you're gifted with height, if you're gifted with talent.
If you're an athlete in high school, you should be dominated.
But I don't mind the idea because let these boys go get paid. College will always be there. Keith, what's your take?
Yeah, I'm very intrigued.
Knowing you come from a basketball family,
Not only do you come from a basketball family, your nephew.
and y'all chase basketball, right? Courtney
Your
wanted
nephew-
to play pro ball.
What would you tell your nephew?
My brother has played so a little bit of pro ball. So I mean, my main focus, what I teach them is get your education for something
Yes.
to fall back on. Because basketball ain't always promised to you forever. Because you can always get hurt and be done. Then what do? You got no degree and you got a little bit of change left. And if you don't make the right investments, then that little bit of change is gone.
Right. Even if
And
you
if
make
you-
the right
And if you
investments.
got the right
Come on, stock market, do better.
you got the right chick by you, that little bit of change going too.
Yeah.
So
You know what I'm saying?
yeah, so you sound like you saying go 4 years.
At least get your degree.
You can go back for that.
Yeah.
If at least
Not if you get a scholarship, though.
No, I'm saying you can always go back for, like you just said, college always gonna be there.
Always be there.
it's gonna always be there. But I'm
Who-
saying at
Steph
least
just came back and got a degree.
at least do 2 years where you got some education to fall back on.
Well, okay, let me just this is from a basketball perspective only, because I see what you're saying. You're right. But from a basketball perspective only, what are you saying to your nephew?
It depends on his talent level.
I
at
just
that
took
time.
top 5.
So what are you saying to
He's top
the
5
young man in high
college.
school right now
He's-
that you've been blowing us up on? Which nephew? Tell us a name.
My nephew Caden.
What do you say to Caden? And at 18,
He's top 5.
he's top 5 in the country. He's 6. How tall is Caden right now?
It's about 6'3", 6'4".
He might be 6'6", 6'7",
grade.
potentially.
Mhm.
What do you say to Caden at his high school graduation? Are we declaring the draft or are you going to college?
But by then that bag gonna be so high.
Exactly.
I
I'm gonna be
swear.
like, boy, go get that check.
Exactly.
Boy, get that
Boy, I
check.
Exactly.
I tell you what.
Because listen.
So I'm the
Shaq,
only old man sitting on my porch.
Shaq went back to school 3 times.
Yeah, he
Shaq
did.
got an MBA and a PhD.
Yeah.
My thing is,
Okay,
though,
you can always go
What would
back
you
and get
do?
that money.
put yourself in a situation right
Oh, I
now.
get- listen.
No, I'm talking. I want to hear his opinion right
My
now.
opinion is this.
Right now,
I have a son. He's top 5 in the country. And you have an opportunity. He's high
he
school
got a chance.
graduation.
He got a chance to be that back in that 18-year-old class.
Yeah.
taking-
top
what are
5 in
you-
the country.
what are you
high
gonna
school
do?
graduation. Son, go to college.
Y'all crazy. Go get
Get
that
2
bag.
years.
So either
Son, go to college.
so he
get
go
2
to
years.
college and play for some loose change, or
They
he
ain't
go
giving
to the
out loose
league.
change.
Because the minimum now, if he a top 5 pick, the minimum now is what, 4 million, 4.5.
It's up there.
It's up
He'll
there.
make $4.5 million in 1 year.
So,
Okay.
More than he'll make.
so he'll make 2
What more? Yeah, he'll make
Okay.
$2 million more than he'll make in any college degree.
Uh-huh.
in any job, right?
I want you to go to college. I want you to go to college for besides the whole college lifestyle. I want you to go and really work on your fundamentals and really work on.
Screw the college lifestyle. If you see the players' lifestyle,
I want you to really work. I really want you to work on your craft and hone in on your skill set, because
What do you
even
think?
though, because check this out though, because what happens is this: you go to the league when you like 18, you go to the league when you like 19. You don't have time to hone in on your skills. During the off season, you kicking it. You doing all the stuff that you couldn't do in college, and in the off season, you don't have time. Like the thing about NBA players is they don't have a lot of time, because they got to sign autograph, they got to go to these charities, they got to do all this extracurricular stuff. So
which
you
they also
don't
get
have
paid
time.
for.
Yeah, but you don't have time to hone in on your skills.
Yeah,
If
you
you want
do.
to be one of the
Yeah, you
greats,
do.
unless you
Yeah,
are
you do.
LeBron James is a freak of nature. Giannis is a
just
freak of
Think
nature.
of it like this. I'm gonna give you one good example.
Well, who?
Kobe Bryant. He came in the league okay.
Yeah,
He was an okay draft pick, right?
everybody's not an animal
But
like
he
Kobe.
worked his butt off. He worked on his craft.
KG.
Everybody who come in the league got an opportunity to work on their craft.
Not
It's
like
all
that.
what your mindset is.
Yes, you're right. Your mindset, but in the NBA, it's a lot of distractions.
Well, but wait
In
a second.
college-
Wait a second. Wait a second.
Not like this.
Wait a second. The
'Cause you
NBA
gotta be at.
wait,
you-
wait, no.
Hold on a second though. Let me finish. Because let's say Duke, you gotta be at practice. You think what's going for the play? You ain't been at practice.
You got to be in practice in the NBA too.
Or
Yeah,
you
because they
get
just
fined.
or they just find you. And if you getting fined, you got fined $10,000. Oh, I eat that up.
That $10,000 add up.
Yeah, I eat that up.
And when you're broke, when somebody say you owe $10,000, you looking like,
Especially with the rookie hazing, you got to pay for that first team meal.
Oh man, come
gotta-
on. And then on top of that, now again, we're not even including endorsement deals.
So
We're not
here,
even including that.
here are some players that came right out of high school. Andrew Bynum, an
Bust.
NBA champion. But no, he was an NBA champion. He didn't become a bust until he went to Philly.
How long was he in the league?
he wasn't a bust.
He wasn't
How
a
long was
bust.
he in the league?
He wasn't a bust. So he went to
How
Philly.
long was he in the league?
like 8 years, 7, 8 years.
How
Rashard,
long was he good?
He lost his mind.
he was lost. He lost his
Bust.
mental health.
Next.
Hold up, his mental health went crazy when mental health wasn't a thing to do. Let's be honest.
Bust. Next.
3 championships. You're not a bust with 3 championships.
Exactly.
He contribute to those Lakers titles. Are you crazy?
He had 1, maybe 2 good games. Bust. Next.
Rashard Lewis.
Bust. I'm going hard. Bust.
Jermaine O'Neal.
Bust.
What?
That was not Jermaine's fault.
Do you know why Jermaine?
Bust.
O'Neal is not in the league?
Malice in the Palace.
If it wasn't for Malice in the Palace, he would have never got kicked out the league.
Tyson,
what I said.
Tyson Chandler.
Bust.
Tyson Chandler.
Bust.
That one
Next.
you can have. Amari Stoudemire.
Bust. Next.
Tripping.
No.
Dwight Howard. No.
Close.
Okay.
Close to
Tracy McGrady.
You're talking about, hold on a second, before you continue with your list, you're giving off names who are guys who aren't superstars. They became role players. They're role players. These
But
are role
Everyone
players.
eventually. Kobe was a role player his last couple seasons too.
Okay, let's talk about Kobe because he's the greatest player ever come out of high school besides LeBron James. Besides LeBron James, he's the greatest player to ever come out of high school.
Sure. Okay, Kevin
So
Durant,
hold on a second.
What
Let me
about
finish
Kevin
about Kobe.
Garnett?
Let me talk about Kobe.
Tracy McGrady.
Let me talk about Kobe. Hold on a second. Let me talk about Kobe. Kobe was always a student of the game. And when he came out of high school, hey man, I'm trying to get better, man. What's up? Can you give me some knowledge or whatever? Nowadays, these kids are not like that. So when they become one and done and they get into the league and they get overwhelmed with stuff and they want to put the mental health, which we finna go to a player who just this happened to, is one of those things where like there's either very little or no sympathy. So you going to college for 2 years is not going to hurt you.
I don't know because here's why. You might go to college for 2 years and get injured.
That's very true.
Okay.
Then you get nothing.
And you
That's
get
a
nothing.
That's a possibility.
What's the old boy? They honor drafted him. I don't remember his name.
He had one eye though.
He had one eye, but
was
there was
blind. He
another
was
one
he
who
was
had
technically
a
blind.
heart issue.
It was him too.
And they found out and he couldn't get that bag no more. Now, granted, the NBA was kind and gave him a job, but my thing is you can't take poor black kids, and these are mostly black kids we're talking about.
True.
You can't take poor black kids and say, here, go get a degree that's going to cost you $80,000 or go make $8 million in 2 years. Get your bag and get your education later. And yes, as a college professional, I'm saying that. And the reason I can say that as a college professional is because it's a very small percentage that happens to you.
I agree
We
with
just
you.
went through a top 10 list and you called 50% of them bust. And you're not wrong in that thinking,
Mhm.
right? Not every player that goes in the NBA leaves rich. We've all seen 30 for 30 broke, okay?
Yeah.
Antoine Walker, who has a degree, made over 100 million, is broke, right? So players, young people now, get your money, go through the NBA rookie stuff, get you a good financial advisor, make some good investments, right?
Go ahead.
Put yourself on an allowance and make your money stretch, and then go get your degree to buy the Papa John's like Shaq did, buy the Starbucks like Magic did, buy the theaters like Magic, get the shoe endorsements like Michael.
So hold on a second though, real quick, Dre.
Go ahead.
Didn't the NIL deals in the NIT, the NIL, didn't that solve that issue?
It didn't solve it. It just makes room for these kids not to be pimped out because not everybody's getting an NIL deal. If you're putting, like, for example, if you put my face, well, I work for an organization now that gets to do that. But if you put my face on a brand and you're not going to pay me for it, there's a problem with that. That's a problem. And so if you're going to use these young people and you're going to put their face on video games, you're going to have them in autographs. Bro, these kids couldn't even get a meal because it was a violation of NC2A.
Yeah.
What? Don't treat these kids or these students rather like they're bottom of the barrel and they're generating hundreds of millions of dollars for your schools, especially football.
Oh, yeah.
Especially football.
Alabama,
Me?
Alabama at the top of the list.
What? Been pimping them kids for years. Them kids couldn't even get dinner.
Mm.
Couldn't even get dinner.
Just think about it like this: Zion. Do you know how many people bought Duke tickets just to see Zion?
Just to see him, and he couldn't get. He went
He
to
got
bed
a-
hungry.
He got a dime. He got zero out of that.
And you're right. Both of y'all are right, and that did happen. And like I said before, NIL, NT, we just went over. We just talked about Bronny. Bronny not even in college yet. He raking in millions.
And he didn't even need the money because his trust fund's gonna take care of him.
Exactly. So I mean, I just don't see there's nothing. And I told Bronny the same thing. My guy, do 2 years in college, and I promise you, it will pay off. It will pay off. Now this
It's
last,
hard to turn a bag It's hard. And again,
If you're a poor black kid, you're right. It is hard to turn on a bag, especially with some money that you ain't never gonna see in the rest of your life. You can take care of your family with one check sometimes.
But I tell you like this.
if you're wise.
I tell you like this though. It's a
I gotta walk to the mic.
hold
Oh,
on.
here
Let
we
me
go.
let me
Go
let me
ahead.
get in on this first.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna tell you like this. It's a gamble both ways.
It is.
You gambling that you're gonna stay healthy enough to make it to the draft. And then you got to think of it like this: you go get drafted, you can get drafted by a team where you're gonna sit at the end of the bench, or you might be in a role where you don't even get to develop into the player that you really want to be.
But the difference is at the end of the bench, what do you still get?
A
You
check.
still get
A check.
You still get a check, and
But you might get
you
that
can-
check right then. But what about when they decide? Don't everybody waving you? You getting waved here.
Then you
getting
go
waved
back to
there.
But
college and try it again.
But that's when you're supposed to take that time. You at the end of the bench, meaning that you're not going to see game time. So that means you need to work even harder in practice. You need to work even harder in the off season. You got summer leagues you need to be a part of to get your stock up there. If you the 11th or 12th man, there's only 1 year you need to care about, and that's re-signing year. Believe me, New York knows that about Stoudemire. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Because you brought him up. I had to mention why he's a bust to me. Okay. But the thing about it is little black boys don't have the option to choose college. As much as we want to, they don't. Because that bag that you are going to get is to take care of your whole family.
Come to my program. You can always choose college. Grad Plus. Holla at your boy.
And then but think about it. Most little black boys, if you an athlete, from the minute we realize you can make a three, we already planning our whole family's future.
My mom swore up and down I could play basketball, and I was terrible.
But you got to remember, that's why. So even in this case, when you're 18 and the league is saying, hey, you can at least get on the end of the bench, you don't think that family's not going to push that
Well, more importantly,
over college?
More importantly, thanks for your commentary. That's our EP. One other thing to remember, though, you can go master something else. J.R. Smith's in college now, 20 years later, getting a 4.0, and he's probably going to have a pro golf career.
With that being true, he also paid for those. I think he paid for that stuff. Like he's not getting a scholarship, he's paying for that.
He
But
should pay for
and
it.
how you paying for that?
He should
Like
pay
the
for it.
NBA. I mean, it's
He should.
I see where everybody coming from, and
But
this is a debate that's probably gonna go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth all day.
No matter how you look at it,
Mhm.
you got to look at it from its perspective, though.
Everybody's
Because
different.
98% of the NBA players or the African American kids
Mhm.
ain't got nothing. Or if their parents do got a little something, just think of it like this: they probably making less than $100,000 a year.
Right.
$100,000 a year,
Right.
and your kid can go in and make $2 million, and that's bring home $2 million in 1 year.
Right.
That's what you make in 20 years.
Everybody ain't Grant Hill, right?
No.
Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, right? They were silver spoon. So they could have did either track and been fine. They have trust funds, right? But
Or
you
ju-
take
or ju-
players
or-
like Giannis, right?
Yeah.
From Greece, who had nothing.
Think about Scottie Pippen in the story he was telling.
Had nothing.
His family had nothing.
LeBron.
If he don't take that NBA contract they offer, he's gambling on everything his family has.
LeBron didn't come from much. Akron, have y'all been to freaking Akron?
Yeah.
It is a dump.
Akron is trash.
It is a dump.
It is Racine for black folks.
Look,
Yeah, it's horrible.
I've
You
never
know, I've
been,
been
but
to
that's all I
Akron,
need to know.
and it
And
was
the houses
scary.
is this close.
It was scary.
you can cough in your neighbor's window.
So let these young people go and get that bag, and always go back and get that education.
So to wrap this up, Kesey, you cool with the 18?
I'm cool with it.
I'm more than
It gives
cool with
it gives our
I'm gonna stick
kids.
with mine.
The only reason I say that is because it gives our kids hope. You know what I mean?
does.
To take care of their family
It does.
and be
And
something that they don't have to be. Knowing you got to go to college now, you have took away a lot of players'
financial security.
financial security because now they like, I don't need basketball no more. Because for what? I ain't going to college. I ain't smart enough for college. Some kids are just not naturally built for college.
Oh man, you ain't taking no real classes when you're a ball player. Stop it,
He
Kesey.
said we communication majors.
Worse than that, y'all art majors. You know, I majored in art.
No, physical education.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Or business. But, you know,
So, speaking of young folks, we I'm sorry. So we had Joshua Primo. Joshua Primo recently just has is it Primo or Primo?
Primo.
Okay. So Joshua Primo was cut out of nowhere. He was cut from he was released from the San Antonio's. This is a 2019 top 10 draft pick. No, number 12 draft pick from the 2019 draft class. He just got re-signed. He was averaging about 7 points a game. He really wasn't doing like a lot. I think if you were to ask somebody who Joshua Primo is, they were like, "Who? I don't know who that is." But it was out of nowhere that he got cut.
Joshua Primo, who?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So come to find out, he had before I go there, he had released a statement saying he's going to work on his mental health. He has some mental health issues, and that originally when I first put this on the outline, that's what I was going to focus on, the mental health stuff and how these young folks, and I can still go there, but how these like being in the NBA as a 19, 18-year-old is very heavy on your mental. But come to find out, he's a pervert.
Allege. Be careful.
You know what? I'll give you a ledge.
Allege.
I'm gonna give you a ledge, but I'm gonna top that with the woman he exposed himself to got a lawyer and she's ready to fire her off.
Fire what off though?
Fire off a
Allegations,
lawsuit.
Pictures, proof.
It's the same lawyer that went after the NFL player
Deshaun Watson,
who got a bag.
But besides he got a bag, he also got 20-something lawsuits.
I'm not listen.
The point is here, he exposed himself. He's a perv.
Allegedly.
Fine, allegedly, whatever. If you're gonna sue somebody, sue Tone. Anyways, the point is, you sue Tone, you practicing. You over there, you y'all got nothing.
But even her suing him, he doesn't make a lot of money. She's gonna get
She's suing an organization.
She's gonna get a couple $100,000.
She should get a couple $100,000. But I guess my
That's
thing
all
is,
she wants anyway.
I guess my thing is the mental health about these young folks. Like I said, Joshua Primo. What's his name? Prime. Let's go Prime.
Primo. It is Primo. You said it right. It's Primo.
Primo.
Whatever.
Point is, he exposed himself. 19-year-old kid exposed himself. Now, none of us at this table at 19-year-olds are exposing ourselves, but we probably would find it funny. We're older now. We don't find it funny.
And it's a whole different world.
It's a whole different world. So I think this kind of goes back to what I was saying before, as far as somebody not being mature enough for this NBA league, because this is a grown man league. You can't go now.
Was these allegations recent or
yes, these are recent allegations?
He knew better. He's
19.
He didn't pay attention to the rookie class.
19.
He didn't pay attention to the sex ed class that they give the NBA.
Come on, man. Nobody paid attention until Brittany Griner came in. That's when they started paying attention.
He should have paid attention. You're a celebrity with a lot to lose.
He's a 19-year-old kid.
He's a big dummy.
See how this sympathy just went out the door?
I still say alleged, but he's a big dummy.
You said nobody did until who came?
Until Brittany Griner came to those classes. That's when they started paying attention.
Who's Brittany Griner?
The girl in Russia?
I said, did I say Brittany Griner?
Yeah, she's the one in Russia.
No, it's a different Brittany Griner.
What are you talking about?
Rainer? What's her name?
Ain't she in jail in Russia?
No.
He talking about that girl. She got a little commercial out too. Did you see it?
I did see it. I'm talking about PJ Washington, baby mama.
Oh, that's Brittany Griner's the one in Russia in prison.
Her name is Brittany Griner.
Her name is Reiner.
Reiner?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm like,
Reiner.
huh?
Yeah, it's like Reiner.
So,
you know, so Brittany Reiner came to those classes.
Young people going to the NBA needs to watch their circle, control their hormones.
But he's a 19-year-old kid.
Watch your circle, control your hormones, get you a live-in chick or a side piece, whatever your thing is, and fulfill all your fantasies that way.
Oh, my fault.
Okay.
Keisha just showed me on his laptop.
Fulfill all your fantasies that way.
Put those away. This is a family show. Bro.
It's unfortunate. I hope it isn't true, but if it is, his career is probably over. So I hope he saved his money.
That speech you just gave didn't sound like you had some real empathy or sympathy for this young man.
I said I hope it's not true. If it is, his career is probably over.
But he's a 19-year-old kid, though.
But you're living in a world where that is, and as it should be, it is unacceptable behavior.
He's a 19-year-old kid, though.
Hey, You gotta live with the choices you make. There's consequence. Listen, like this. Even as a young child, you are taught there are consequences.
You're right, but at 19, was we not wilding? Yes or no?
Not like that. I wasn't doing that.
Okay, we weren't exposing ourselves.
He wasn't harassing
'Cause you knew
people,
better.
sexually
But we was
harassing
wilding.
But you
people.
didn't do it. You
But
didn't-
we was wilding.
But answer this question though.
Yeah.
Why didn't you do it?
Because I grew up in the church. Amen.
And what did the church teach you?
Right
Church-
from wrong.
Right from wrong.
Okay, then. So then he should know right from wrong, just like we did, right?
And-
Well, that's different.
Well, he should know it anyway, just from being a part of America the last 5 to 10 years.
But he's a 19-year-old kid.
The
Now, if he
plays
had
in
did
the-
that in college, okay, if he had did that in college, we wouldn't be talking about this.
There's no excuse for that behavior.
I'm just saying.
The alleged
Anyways.
behavior.
We got a couple minutes left. We be pretty bogus not to bring up the Bucks. It was a 5-6 game winning streak. 6 games? I think it was,
5 games. They play game 6 tomorrow against Detroit Pistons, so it should be a 6-game winning streak.
well, we just recently beat the brakes off the Knicks, so
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, it was a
that's
good
what's
game.
important. It was a good game, and
Good
then,
game.
come on, man, good game. I don't know about all that.
It was a good game. The Knicks stayed stuck with us until the 4th.
Yeah, that's true. It's true. But what do you guys think about the Bucks? Are we looking at 10 games here?
I don't want to jinx us, but we're looking at 7. We should beat the Pistons twice.
So you're taking it game by game.
We got the Pistons twice.
Are you taking it game by game?
Yeah, we don't want to jinx them.
Keith, you taking it game by game, or you want to predict something here?
That's what they got. Let's look at the schedule.
Let's put this.
They got the Pistons tomorrow. They got the Pistons Wednesday.
Dub,
Both at home.
dub.
Let's see.
The Pistons do kind of creep up on us sometimes, but still, I'm calling it dub.
Remember, they always got that nobody who scored 40 others.
That's
They
very
got
true.
the Timberwolves on Friday.
Hold on. Here we go. We got you right. The Pistons,
The Pistons.
dub, and then we got
Timberwolves.
Timberwolves. That might be a dub. It might be L.
The Thunder.
Thunder, dub,
The Hawks.
dub.
The Hawks actually, that our most competitive game was yesterday against the Hawks.
Now I will say
Hawks
this.
looking good while
Trey,
y'all
Hawks
not
are
showing
good.
no love.
Ice Tray had 42.
Right.
He did.
Hawks looking real
Ice
good.
Tray had 42 last night on us.
I will say this: he had 42. Giannis had a very slow start, and the fact that he had a very slow start, we still pulled that out because the defense. I like our chances.
Man, did you see that dunk, Giannis?
Oh, Justin,
He's been
Collins.
postering folks all week.
Oh my God.
I'm
Oh my
happy.
Oh
I'm
my God.
happy with the Bucks.
I don't see us possibly losing a game until Minnesota, maybe, or Dallas, and that's at the end of the month.
If Middleton is back, Dallas don't want no parts of us. Luka crying himself. He don't want no parts
How
of
many
us.
weeks he got left?
Supposedly 2 more weeks. They're supposed to be out for 3 weeks.
We'll be off
I,
the-
I like the Bucks. I would love to see us go on a 10 to 15 game winning streak. I would love for us to see it because folks are already watching and hollering how the Bucks are the best team in the NBA right now, without Chris Middleton.
We're the only undefeated team, and the Lakers are the only lossless team.
Yep.
Only winless team, I should say.
Yeah.
Well, we're real. I mean, we're talking about the Bucks here, but since Kesey brought up, he brings it up every week.
I just
you bring it up every week.
this is an
every
NBA
week.
podcast. What are we supposed to bring up?
I'm just saying, we talking about the Bucks. You talking about the Lakers?
You
Man.
talking about the honey walking down the street with the nah
Beer can?
trying to holler at you with a can of Coke
What?
45 in her hand,
Y'all have a good day, babies.
especially one in the burgundy sweater.
With the White Sox hat on.
Well, I tell you what, man. I tell you what. Something-
Cheers, baby.
Cheers.
Boy.
Before we got in, I'm pretty sure she was going to ask us for some money.
I'm pretty sure that-
Yeah, she's gonna say, "Could all y'all give me $1?"
I was just.
Trying to give me a
I know
six-pack.
for sure she was leaning towards that.
Yeah.
But I think the Bucks, I think we can go in like a 10-15 game.
I do too.
I
I
don't
think-
see.
If Middleton was here, I would say yes.
We don't play nobody coming up.
We don't
Our
play
toughest
nobody.
challenge
But
against the
but
Timberwolves.
them are the teams that have usually beat us.
That's true because
That's facts.
That's true because New York ran at us. They was up by 12 during that game.
I
Teams
wasn't
run at
worried.
us.
I wasn't worried. I wasn't worried about the Knicks.
I was because the Knicks actually have a pretty decent young core.
I think that the Knicks have been slept on. That's why they're beating teams.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
If you sleep on the Knicks, they will beat you.
Sure.
But speaking of the Lakers, I like Westbrook coming off the bench. I like him coming off the bench.
You like it,
Yeah,
even though they still lost.
yeah, I still like it. I think Darvin Ham he doesn't have a lot to work with.
Bro, they so bogus.
I'm
I
like-
see what they did, the meme they did. You know, he got a kind of a knot on his head.
Time him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
They use it as a 0 and put a 5 on it and put it on his forehead.
Wow. Would you see that at Instagram?
Instagram. They
I'm
so
sure you did.
they
Listen,
so bogus, man.
right now, looking at the Lakers, you have to do a blockbuster trade. You have to.
Because they have no draft picks.
They got draft picks. They don't want to give them up.
They got 20,
Not next season. They don't.
Well, not next season.
They
They
got-
traded that for
but
Westbrook.
they got a couple important ones though coming up, 27 and 29.
Dude,
You know how far that is?
it.
I know, but I'm just saying
Oh, okay. That's what you're
they'll
saying.
be horrible. So them will be a top pick, and if it's a top player in any of them drafts, you want that Lakers pick because
Now,
it's valuable.
I want to bring up somebody.
Because
but I'm
everybody
not gonna
know the
bring them
Lakers are
up.
going to be horrible in 27.
But the Lakers fan base don't, like Zeke says it all the time, they not built for long term. They built for win now.
Yeah, we don't have. They don't have the. Hey man, trust the process. Trust the process. We the Lakers.
Look how long we've been trusting the process. Shoot.
I wouldn't put that on nobody. Now
Listen.
Oklahoma City, they have to trust the process. They don't have a choice.
Well,
We
that's how
have
they did.
options.
That's how they did when they built their team the first time. They should have
You
won
know
the
what?
title.
You're right. You're right. I mean, there's nothing wrong with going into the future. But when you put a product, when you have LeBron James on your team, there's no reason you should start 0-5.
I'm starting to think like all the commentators are thinking right now.
What?
It's time to make that LeBron James trade.
Come
Trade
on,
him?
Stop it.
It's either trade LeBron or JAD.
Oh, try trade AD.
Um,
Let me ask y'all this question. Let me ask y'all this question. Charles Barkley said, even if you add Miles Turner and Bobby, what's his name? Bobby Heat?
Bobby, not Bobby Phillips.
Hyde.
Oh,
Bobby
Hyde.
Hyde.
It's not Bobby Hyde either.
What is it?
not Portis, not Bobby Phillips.
Is it Bobby? Bobby Hyde?
Are you talking
Bobby
about
Hyde.
from
Indiana.
Sacramento?
No, I'm talking
Yeah.
about from Indiana.
Buddy Hyde.
Buddy
Hyde.
Held. Buddy Held. Buddy Held.
You know what I'm talking about, though, Kesey?
I'm like, Bobby. Who the heck is Bobby?
Bobby, whatever. The point of the matter
Bobby
is,
Brown?
do you think that would make a difference?
No.
With the Lakers right
No.
now?
I don't think it would either.
Lakers need to start from scratch, man.
I don't
Start
think
from scratch.
Might as well. They're terrible.
I don't think they need
You
to-
talking about blow it all up?
Well, they'll do that after this season anyway.
I don't think so.
They will.
They can't.
if I'm the Lakers,
LeBron's deal is up. Westbrook deal is up. They could bring in pieces to build around Anthony Davis. You move on from LeBron.
Build pieces to build around Anthony Davis.
After this season, you have $48 million off the books from Russell. You got $30 million. You have 40, 50, 60. You have almost $80 million in open salary space once you get LeBron and Russie off.
Let me tell you about two people who not worried about the salary cap: the Golden State Warriors and the Los Angeles Lakers.
Well, the Lakers.
because they're
they
gonna always sell tickets.
That's true. That's true.
I'm telling you right now.
Mm. Well,
trade AD.
we.
I say trade LeBron.
Right.
Keep AD.
I say
Look,
trade LeBron. I
the
say
only
trade
one
AD.
that's worth something right now is LeBron. Ain't
I-
nobody
I-
else on that roster
clearly.
worth anything.
I'll trade AD. I'll trade AD before.
But here's
Who?
why they're not going to trade AD, because every game LeBron is at is a watcher, because everybody know that record is going to be broken.
I don't
They-
care.
they about
I
to make
so
so
don't
much
care
money
about
from
Did
record.
you see,
I
did you see
so don't care
Magic's
about that.
comments?
What did Magic say?
He said he don't think Kareem is going to be
He not.
happy about LeBron passing up.
Oh,
his
he's not. He already hating. He already
He don't
mad
like LeBron.
because great players are protective of their legacy.
That had nothing to do with it.
Yeah, it does.
No, it don't. He
Yeah, it
just don't like
does.
LeBron. He
Well-
has nothing good to say about LeBron.
He never had.
But that has nothing to do with the record, though.
But he also didn't have nothing good to say about the Bucks.
That's true too. That's why I ain't mad at it. I ain't mad at LeBron. Anyway, but let's get up out of here.
Because Will Cinder thinks he is the Bucks and the Lakers.
Right.
If you ask him,
And he left us hanging. So
But this has been another episode of the 94 Feet Podcast. I'd like to thank my brother Dre for coming from Arizona ASAP.
yeah. It was great. Always a pleasure to be here with y'all. Always a pleasure to always a pleasure to be here with my brothers. Wouldn't have it any other way.
I dig. And then I also thank my brother Kesey for coming through.
no problems. It's always good to be in the building with my
Okay.
brother Dre.
Yeah.
Good
Okay.
peoples.
All right,
Appreciate you,
all
man.
right.
Thank you.
And as always, we have very vast opinions, and you probably won't agree with us. Probably. Is it?
It's agree with us? Probably not. How can they find us on the social platforms?
Well, first of all, we need to get this together. Okay.
It-
But
it-
we'll talk
it's
about that. after
agree
the-
with us.
Probably not.
There you go.
But then why don't we do that? You know what? We'll talk
I
about
wrote
that.
it. You
We'll
should
talk
know it.
You wrote. We'll talk about that when the mics go off. But you can always find us on all the social media platforms. You can find us on Twitter. We've been pretty active on there. Instagram, we're pretty active on there. Facebook what it is. You can find us in all the streaming platforms, whether it's Apple or whether it's
Instagram. You're talking about where they can listen to us?
yes,
iTunes, Spreakers, Spotify, Google, Amazon, wherever you can
find your podcast.
your
Wherever you
favorite
listen to
podcast.
podcasts, that you can find 94 feet.
But here's the thing we want y'all to do. Click subscribe. Make sure you click subscribe. Help us get those hit counts. Click subscribe and the episodes will automatically download to your phone. Follow us on IG, Facebook, Instagram at
94 Feet Podcast.
94FT Podcast. All my people, be great.
Peace, good people.
Peace.